This week on the podcast, we're joined by Sally Nightmare. We're talking Pokemon Legend of Arceus. We are also talking Nintendo's Direct, and we have a discussion on whether Gamers Nexus was scammed by NewEgg. All of that and more in this week's episode of the podcast. Roll the intro.
Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba.
Bing bong?
The Bing Bong was pretty well timed. Not perfectly timed this time.
Hey. I was waiting for Mendachi to get through his musical score.
Get through his
Yeah.
scatting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Next to Nothing, a podcast for gamers on a budget. I'm your host, Danny K. With me, as always, the wonderful, the beautiful, the Mr. Green. Green, how are you doing today?
I am doing okay. I am alive. I'm here. Just working through some computer troubleshooting issues, but other than that, I cannot complain.
Excellent. We're also joined by the Spooky and the Ookly, the Mendachi. Mendachi, how are you doing today?
We're spookily, and we're a little bit less scuffy. Weird. So that's good. Let's see here. What was spooky this week? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard someone knocking inside my house earlier today, and I couldn't find it, and I was with all of my pets, and I kind of wonder if there's a door somewhere in this house that I haven't found yet.
The
Every
door
week.
is
Every week.
inside your heart.
Man, that would
And I'm gonna
explain the
open it.
chest pains.
I'm gonna open that bad boy. I'm gonna break those chains.
Every fucking week, it's something.
It is.
It's fascinating. Fascinating. This week, we're also joined by Sally Nightmare 1. Sally, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks.
For the kind folks out there who have not met you yet, can you kindly describe yourself, what you do, and where people can find you?
Sure. I am Sally Nightmare One, as they said. I like to describe myself as more of a variety streamer. I do heavily focus on survival games, but I do have a lot of community games that we also do. One of my big games that I play is Minecraft, and we also do Goose Goose Duck. We've been doing Pokemon Legends Arceus, of course, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And a little bit about myself. I've been streaming for a little over a year now, and I'm on Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter and YouTube. And the YouTube is still fairly new, so we're trying to, make that a little bit better and start editing videos and stuff. But for now, it's just my Twitch videos, so they don't go away. My YouTube has those. So yeah.
Excellent. Guys, go check her out. Find her on all of those places. And thank you for watching and listening to the show. If you guys miss any part of the show, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. If you want to join us live, you can find us on Twitch every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Green, I think we have a giveaway to do. But we can make an announcement after we discuss the question of the week this week, which is brought to us by Sally Nightmare. Our question of the week this week is, what Pokemon would you start with in Pokemon Legend of Arceus? Sally, can you tell us the starter options?
Yes. So you have Rowlets, and they're from the Alola region. You have Cyndaquil from the Johto region, and you have Oshawott, which is the little otter-looking one with the shell on its belly, and it's from the Unova region.
All right.
Mm.
So
So
let's
you've got an owl-looking one, Rowlet, and then you've got the Cyndaquil, which is our little fire bugger, and then we've got the one that looks like an otter.
yeah. So Sally, can you let us know what you went with?
I went with Cyndaquil. I am a fire type. I like to collect as many fire type Pokemon as possible. But I do have to say, Eevee is my favorite Pokemon, and I have to get all the evolutions first.
Gotcha. Mendachi, how about you? What would you choose?
So I would I guess I'll have to go with my second favorite Pokemon of all time, Cyndaquil, because they don't have my perfect boy, the Mudkip. And it's not a meme. I am 100% honest. I fucking love Mudkip, man. But yeah, Cyndaquil into Typhlosion with Flame Wheel and Flamethrower. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah. All right, so I've got to ask now. This is the one I've been dreading. Green.
As he should, as he should. Honestly, probably Cyndaquil. He is the closest to not being trash.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Like I am I am still a firm believer that there's only 151 types of Pokemon. Because I'm a Gen 1er.
Fucking
Well,
worst.
I was born in '93, so technically I'm not a Gen 1er. However,
Oh.
I started on Gen 1, so I played it was Gen 2 with Cyndaquil, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
and then Gen
Silver and
3
Gold.
is Torchic
Yep. And
into
Trico.
Blaziken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so I did play Gen 2 and Gen 3. Gen 2 is acceptable. So
Gotcha.
Cyndaquil would probably be my pick.
You're missing out on a whole world, buddy.
I'm missing out on absolutely nothing. Like
Wow.
a Pokemon designed after an ice cream cone. Come on, that's just
There's-
garbage.
There's dual blades. There's keychains.
The chandelier, the
Yeah,
key.
like come on now. Like
Yeah.
Gen 1 literally
they
had a
lo-
magnet. Come on.
they like ran out of ideas.
They had Gen 1 had a fucking
Years ago.
Pokeball green stop.
It was an upside down Pokeball. Thank you very much.
No, there was a Pokeball and then an upside down Pokeball.
Yeah.
Okay. With a mouth.
And
but
then
still.
and then there was a
But
pile of
still.
sludge and a larger pile
Huh?
of sludge.
Okay. Yeah.
Ekans backwards
exactly.
is snake.
And in Arbok is Cobra backwards. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
genius. It makes sense.
You are just earning the Green Elite has bad taste in Pokemon
I don't think
message
so.
in the end of our break. Anyways,
Yeah.
looking at the Hisuian forms of these starters, I gotta say, Oshawott, the Samurott Hisuian form is pretty dope. It's got the dark coloration. Looks pretty nice. I'm gonna go with that one. That's gonna be my choice. Guys,
okay,
going ahead and
hipster, you different man. Okay. God.
So, guys, let us know the answer to that question in the live chat, or you guys can let us know in the YouTube comments, or of course you can tweet at us. Green, what's the Twitter?
The Twitter is at next to nothing PC.
And also on Facebook as well. You can find us on Facebook as well. Green, do you have a winner for the Gleam contest?
I do. It is. I'm gonna butcher this so bad. Yevgeny Pokutny, from Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning that, guys. We unfortunately did not hit this week's goal to trigger another giveaway, but don't lose hope. Any time you guys trigger that goal, 100 views on the YouTube video, the following week we will do a giveaway. So go on ahead, right? Get prepared. Get ready to tell your friends about the show, share the show, watch the show, and see if you can trigger it next week. I think that's all we have for housekeeping and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't keep a dirty house, so I mean, was there much to do?
Yeah. There's you actually track in a lot of paint. I didn't realize that.
That's yes, I do.
So let's get on into the Pokemon Legends of Arceus review. Sally, take it away.
Oh, me? Oh, me? Well,
Yays.
guys, am a little late to the game. I did get this game just last week, but so I have not completed the storyline yet. But I have to tell you, it is probably one of the best games that I have gotten in my collection in a very long time. It surprised me so much with the game mechanics. It's got a mixture of a lot of games that I've played in the past. So like um when you're crouching in the grass and you're trying to catch these Pokemon, and especially around these big alpha Pokemon, like you're going against Pokemon that are not all the same size. They all have different sizes. They all have different um personalities to them. There's some that you can walk by that will leave you alone. They're docile. There's some that'll even play with you, and then there's others that will attack just by walking by. So it's really cool, and there's a lot of different aspects to it. Some of the gameplay reminds me of like Horizon Zero Dawns when you're hiding in the grass and you're trying to get those sneak attacks in, and different stuff like that. So it's been really fun so far. I feel like it's really been dragging in not just people that are my age, because you've got some of the original Pokemon in it as well as the new ones. So I feel like it really is for all ages, and it's keeping everybody on their toes. It's a really cool game. Feel like you guys should check it out.
Yeah, so I
Oh.
do have some questions for you.
Sure.
Um, can you kind of like, because this game isn't like the traditional Pokemon experience that I know a lot of people would probably expect, right? So, you get a starter, you go to towns, beat 8 gyms, go fight the Elite Four, and there's some sort of post game, right? Can you kind of describe like what the premise of this game is and like what the gameplay is kind of like?
So it's kind of interesting. You most of the regions that you've seen in past games are fully built towns, and you've got Pokemarts, you've got like shops and stuff that's all developed. Well, in this region, you're being dropped into an area that hasn't been developed. It's just got a couple of buildings. They're still building things. They've got farms to feed them, and they're actually really small. So like you have to grow them so the population and the town can grow. But there's some interesting links if you go onto legends.pokemon.com. There's some interesting facts on here, and I kind of read through and I've been running into some stuff. There's hints throughout this story that these are some of the ancestors of the characters that you have played with and seen in the other games. So it's really neat to see how there's connections. And you can, with talking with some of the townspeople, they'll mention like Kanto, which is the original area you start. You can see those in recent games in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. You get to revisit the original games that came out in the 90s, and it references Kanto sometimes. So I find that aspect really cool because you can find hidden gems of games that you already know and love within this game.
Ooh.
So like the lore around Pokemon has always been like a little squishy, I think. So seeing like more like lore threads being added, that is nice. Because like I said, like you kind of get like these weird little tidbits that I always felt like, did they mean to translate it that way? Like what does it actually mean?
Yeah,
Especially in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Because Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum kind of started with the overarching lore. That's
yeah,
where Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga were first introduced as entities in the and Giratina as well. Can't forget Giratina. Um, with like that's like the creation lore of Pokemon. So uh,
yeah.
it's nice to see that it kind of gets a little bit more solidified, and they create more threads that you can pull on.
Yeah, like this area is the absolute first Pokédex in existence that you have in your pocket. So it's really cool. that they're bringing it back, and explaining stuff that has never been explained before.
Yeah.
I mean, not in depth, really.
Yeah. So another thing I know that is different in this game is the combat. Right? Most people are used to like a turn-based wild encounter or a trainer battle. It's kind of like turn-based, but in really it's that the trainer character is not really involved in the battles, right? It's the Pokemon that are involved in battles, and I think that's different in this game, right?
A little bit. So when you are traveling, whenever I mentioned earlier that Pokemon's personalities really do come out in this, they'll there's some that will just leave you alone and there's some that'll attack you. I mean the trainer themselves. There are Pokemon that will chase you down just to battle you. Like you can actually faint and die and that like you lose your stuff and you have to go all the way back. Thank goodness so far I have not lost a battle and had this happen. But there you can lose your satchel which has your items in it and it's kind of neat. There's a little it's not a multiplayer game, but they do have a little bit of a multiplayer aspect to it where you can go find your friends' satchels in the map if other people have died in the area that you're on. And so if you find it, you get bonus points and you get an item and then they get their stuff back. But with the way it goes, like Pokemon will attack you and hurt you, and you have to either catch them or you have to battle them. There's no other way around it because sometimes running doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
Um.
That's super different, man. Like
It
Yeah.
really is.
that's a completely different game. 100%.
Yeah, and when you're actually in the battle, your character can still move around and look around and stuff. So like you can actually get in the way. I don't think they hurt you, but you can like move and be to where like you're cuz where you spawn back after a battle sometimes is important because if you were
Mhm.
crouching, you're no longer crouching after a battle. So you need to like if you're by an alpha and you just got out of a battle, you want to like crouch real quick because they'll see you. So
Right.
sometimes moving over into the grass before a battle is completed is a game changer. So location is important.
I don't want to know like the hitbox information for some of these special attacks. Like, how awful is hyper beam? Like what's the range on some of these attacks? Do you feel like you've ever been hit by something that was like jank, or does it feel pretty fair?
Feel like it's pretty fair because they give your trainer a dodge. However, if you get zapped by thundershock, your trainer can be under paralysis. If
Ooh.
you get zapped
Damn.
by somebody that does hypnosis, you can get drowsy. And so as you're running away or as you're trying to dodge, your trainer will fall asleep for a second and then they can gain on you. So I mean, if they actually hit you and you don't dodge it, it can really cause you some problems. So it's interesting and it's a whole new way of doing things. And that's kind of why I feel like the Horizon Zero Dawn feel is because I mean you're under attack if you're not careful.
It's kind of fun actually, having to take care of not just your Pokemon but yourself.
Yep,
Now,
definitely.
like from what I've seen of the gameplay, and I know that like this has been a point of contention for a few other people that have looked into the game or played the game. But what do you think of like the overall lands that you go to? How they look? Its presentation's pretty different,
Yes.
and fairly minimalist.
Every region has not just different Pokemon, but an entirely different feel. So the first region that you start off with is a nice, like, plains, meadow. There's flowers, tall grass. It's a nice area for you to start off with, and there's not very strong Pokemon there. it levels up just like in the other games. However, when you go into a different region in this, it does not look the same at all. So the second region you go into is like a swampy, meadowy area, and there's wheat fields instead of tall grasses. There's flower fields in some areas. And all the Pokemon are completely different in the areas. So and you'll see types that would match to the regions. So if you see like a swampy area, then you're going to start seeing some water Pokemon, maybe some ghosty Pokemon because it's a haunted woods. Nighttime brings out different types of monsters than daytime. Or not monsters, but Pokemon. So it's
Right.
it's really interesting. The ones at night seem to be typically more aggressive, so nighttime can be more dangerous. So be careful with that.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Have
Yeah.
have we discussed, like, is there crafting and stuff in this game? Like, how does that work?
There is crafting, which is also a brand new aspect to Pokemon games. So as you can move around on the maps and see the different regions and stuff, resources in the different regions also change. And as you find these new resources, you can craft different things with them. You do have to go to the crafting dude in town and sometimes purchase recipes in order to craft some of these new items. But it's very interesting because items are also different. You have your satchel, but you only have so many spaces in your satchel. And you can expand it. There is a guy for money, you can expand how many spaces you have, but your satchel can only hold so much. So when you go to camp, you have item boxes that has a lot more space. The stuff that's in your boxes is stays there. It is at no risk, but the stuff that's in your satchel is all at risk if you die. So be careful with that. But if you go to campsites and you go to crafting areas, you can craft and use everything that's in your item box as well as what's on your satchel. Now, if you are out in the field, you can only craft with what's within your satchel. So that's also very important because some resources you can only find in some regions, like the basic items that you need for crafting are mainly in obsidian fields, but to craft the higher tier items, you have to go to these other regions. So I had to end up going back to obsidian fields because I ran out of all the basic materials that I needed today. So I had to go and just collect materials for a little while so I can craft some regular Pokeballs.
That's super wild. Friend of the channel, Zombie Potion, had made the mention saying like this is kind of like Pokemon meets Monster Hunter. And I was like, can you elaborate on that? Because that's big if true, being a giant Monster Hunter fan. And
Yeah.
like so he did a bit, and thank you for that, Zombie. But Sally, what you just said, like that's kind of the rotation that Monster Hunter follows, and I know that you've played a number or a few
Yeah, I played
several
a little.
dozen hours of the Monster Hunter titles. And so it's like, yeah, you're only going to get this kind of material in this
Mhm.
location. So raise your Monster Hunter rank and,
Yep.
continue on until you get to the more difficult places and get better equipment. Yeah. So like this, that makes it so much more interesting. And I was pretty on the fence with this, but God, it looks so fun.
Yeah, yeah, I recommend it to anybody. I really do. If you have liked Pokemon at any point of your lifetime, it is a must-have in your collection. It really is.
So, see, I this is where I was gonna start asking the really big important question, which is, someone like me who doesn't have a Switch, is this a Switch seller?
Honestly, whenever I first got the Switch, I was like, okay, I need the regular Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, those are go-tos for me, right? I got so bored of Animal Crossing. I'm so sorry for your Crossing lovers out there, but that was like the original reason why I got the Switch. And then I was like, why did I get the Switch? And then this game came out, and now I love my Switch. I am using it constantly since I got this game. So for me, I feel like this is huge. This is huge for them. If they continue to make games that are changers like this, I'll keep my Switch and I'll keep buying games because this one blew my mind. The mechanics that they added just perfect. So
Excellent. Also, sorry, I have a cat in my lap right now, so if you guys
cat in my
hear
lap.
her, cat in the lap.
Cat in my
Cat in the
lap.
lap.
I know
um,
how that goes. Cherry will commandeer stream sometimes.
um, yeah. So you definitely think this is one worth picking up. $60.
Oh yeah.
You think is a pretty good price for it still?
Yeah, I think that's what it's still going for, and you know, I feel like it's worth the hype. I think it's worth going ahead and getting it. Don't wait for it to go on sale.
Mm.
And
I
I am
foresee
not
this.
getting any proceeds, but just putting that out there.
I don't see this going on sale unless it's a super special occasion.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it
Yeah.
will.
Pokemon's games do not like going on sale.
Oh
I was
no,
gonna
no,
Let's
say,
they don't.
I don't think
let's
No
that
go
way.
Sword and
Pikachu is
Shield
still
ever
$60.
did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. Oh,
So
speaking of which, if you have Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, I think it's Sword and Shield, and there's two others that they released that I'm missing. But if you have those, you can get special items in this game, which is cool. The mask that I'm
Ooh.
wearing in the video, the little Eevee mask that you see in the videos up here, that's because I own Let's Go Eevee. I was able to get those masks and wear it. So it's kind of cool. There's an entire outfit for Sword and Shield, and then there's another outfit for the other one. I can't remember what it is though. Which game?
Is that the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl?
Yeah, probably. Most likely. I'll verify. Um,
Yeah, because those are the other ones that they put out on the Switch. Those are the remakes of Diamond and Pearl.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yep.
then that's it.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else that we wanted to discuss with this game, Green? Any thoughts, questions, opinions?
Oh,
it's definitely something I'm like interested in picking up. Especially for Kenna, because I think Kenna would really enjoy like an open world Pokemon game. I don't know how much fun I would have with it. I would probably have some fun with it, especially if I can get Gen 1 Pokemon. But then I'd also have to see the other atrocities that Pokemon has brought into the world.
Shut up. Leave. Go.
The absolute
do-
atrocities.
I do want to mention one more thing about this game. I don't know if it was shown in the clips, but in part of the storyline, as you go, you are able to actually ride some of these Pokemon or do special things with these Pokemon that you are going through the storyline with. There's some really really neat things that happens with them. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I know that you saw me in those videos riding around on an awesome legendary Pokemon. So there are some spoilers. Go check them out if you like the game.
Yeah. Now, does it like chug often? Because I noticed a couple points in which it was kind of like, gotta think real hard about this.
I try to break games. So I am like trying to climb in areas that I probably shouldn't be trying to climb and stuff like that. So when I do that, yes, it's clunky. But for the most part, it's not super clunky. It's pretty smooth.
Okay. Okay.
But when you're
Sure.
trying to climb cliffs and stuff and you're probably not supposed to be doing it that way, it gets a little weird.
Good to know. Good to know. No Skyrim mountain jumping.
I actually would suggest Skyrim mountain jumping because sometimes you find some really
Ooh.
cool things.
Never mind.
Ooh.
Strike it from the record.
Okay, guys. Well, that's Pokemon Legends of Arceus. Um, let's go on ahead and
Ace
take
Hardware?
Ace Hardware.
Ace, what?
Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about Gamers Nexus and NewEgg right after this.
Hello, Danny is being lazy and has decided to have a text-to-speech robot record this message for you, instead of doing it himself. He wants you to know that you can help support the show by telling your friends. Telling your friends about the show helps us grow and help more people save money while gaming. It's also free. You can tweet about us, share us on Facebook, or even send a message directly to your friends and family with a link to the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, or leave a comment. That helps tell the algorithm that you like this kind of content and would recommend it. Thanks for watching and listening. The show will resume in just a few moments. PS Green Elite has bad taste in Pokemon.
And we're back. Guys, thank you for letting us take that break. Let's get right into our first kind of like news-ish topic today, which is, was Gamers Nexus scammed? You guys probably had a question about that in our title there, with also the thumbnail that I have designed for this week's episode. So this story has been drawing a lot of attention in the tech media for about 2 weeks now, but not a lot, if really any, from gaming outlets, which has been kind of interesting. So some time ago, popular tech YouTubers Gamer Nexus, who we've previously covered in the past related to NZXT coverage, bought a motherboard from NewEgg for $500. The motherboard, which was marked and sold as open box, was not actually needed by Gamers Nexus for the project they were working on, and they sent the item back for return without even opening the shipping box. The item was then received by NewEgg's return merchandise authorization team, the RMA team, which is how I'm going to refer to it from now on, who said the item was damaged and that it was not eligible for return. They cited a bent pin and thermal paste on the board. Steve, Steve, in the first video he posted, also outlined very rough customer service while trying to get his return authorized. It should be noted right now, though, that this wasn't a sting operation or a secret shopper situation. The Gamers Nexus was actually operating as themselves. They weren't disguising who they were or anything like that. So it's kind of unfortunate luck for NewEgg and the customer service folks and the RMA folks that they landed on Steve as a customer, because, you know, one of the biggest tech, especially PC gaming channels on YouTube.
Imagine drawing PC Jesus out of the hat, you know?
Right, for your bad customer service experience. Right, so this wasn't like the Linus Tech Tips secret shopper situation.
Oh, Gamers Nexus does it all the time, too.
Yeah.
Especially with Walmart.
Yeah.
They really dislike Walmart PCs.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying though is that this wasn't that situation.
Yeah.
They weren't trying
this was
to
just
this
it's
is
just them buying a PC or a part for their PC.
Yep, exactly. He also outlined complaints from other NewEgg customers having similar stories to their own. Now, I'm not gonna go through all of the customer service details here. I do think you guys should watch Steve's and his team's video, the first video on the situation, so that you can get in full their side of the story and see their receipts and stuff like that. Steve and his team that released the first video, and it landed with a massive splash. NewEgg also then started to freak out and began calling Steve and his team nonstop. They also put out a statement on Twitter that I'll read here, because I do think it is fair. We have to be fair and give NewEgg at least a moment to read their statement, which is, quote, "Customer satisfaction and integrity are at the core of our business. Based on these priorities and our customer communication, we have become aware that a very small number of returns may not have been thoroughly inspected before being routed for returns, liquidations, or e-waste recycling, and were accidentally resold as open box merchandise. We sincerely apologize to our customers who were negatively impacted. These were unintentional process errors in isolated incidents. As a result, we have already changed the internal procedures to improve how we manage product returns. We are also reaching out to the small number of customers who may have been affected by these errors. We deeply appreciate the feedback and advice we receive from our customers, including being alerted about our errors, and we always pursue a better way to serve them. Every customer is important, and each customer's satisfaction is our utmost priority. We remain committed to providing the best customer experience, and we will continue to evaluate and improve our business to deliver on that commitment. Further, we have put in place new policies to ensure a hassle-free return experience on open box merchandise returns on motherboards and CPUs. Right? So there's their statement, the first little bit. What's the big deal, right? Someone messed up, not something to go on a crusade over, right? Well, after some further investigation, Steve and his team made some discoveries. Steve and the team eventually got the motherboard back, and they began to inspect it themselves. One thing they noticed right away was the RMA sticker that was left from a previous return, right? Because if you remember, they didn't open the product at all when it was first received. They realized they didn't need it and sent it off, so they never even looked at it themselves until this moment. What they discovered was that the item had been sold to a customer, returned for one reason or another, and accepted by NewEgg. NewEgg then discovered the damage in their RMA process and sent the item to Gigabyte, the manufacturer, who said the motherboard could be repaired for $100. NewEgg declined the repair and then sold the item as open box to Gamers Nexus. Right, so they, in the process that was all documented, they sold the item once, got it returned, it was damaged, sent it to the manufacturer to see if they could refurbish it, declined the refurbishment, sold it as open box as is. Somewhere in the process, somebody did not take that item out of circulation if they did not intend to refurbish it. Steve spoke with other customers of various positions of industry influence who spoke of similar situations with their own business accounts. And that right now is kind of where the story just is. Steve announced that he and his team are going to the NewEgg headquarters to get their side of the story, and we're investigating this matter even further and in person. But based on the situation and what we know now, what do you guys think of the situation? And do you have similar stories? I'd really love to know if you guys have similar stories. You guys can let us know in the live chat. We'll look for that. Otherwise, you guys can let us know in the YouTube comments, or you can tweet at us. So let's go around the horn here. Green, let's start with you. What do you think of the situation?
Honestly, I think someone fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was supposed to take that out, out of circulation, and they just decided that they're not going to do their job that day. However, that is no excuse for poor customer service, especially when they like Steve and Gamers Nexus did not even open the box. So I would expect that if I contacted and I sent something back in the original box with a shipping label slapped over the original shipping label that they sent to me, that would constitute, hey, this person didn't open the box, so whatever damage happened before that wasn't theirs. Especially on an open box scenario that he wasn't even aware. That was like shame on Steve's part for not seeing until after the fact that it was an open box product, which I mean happens. However, the customer service like essentially saying, no, we can't do anything because you damaged it, and you can't prove that you didn't damage this, essentially. And then taking so long to actually get back to him, to the point where he has to make a YouTube video, and that's when like shit starts moving finally, because he has a platform, which scares me for regular regular customers like small time fucking fly. There's a fly in here that keeps fucking with me. Anyway, it scares me for regular customers who don't have a platform. Like, uh, that's one of the biggest reasons why I never purchase anything that's open box or refurbished from like Amazon or Newegg, because like I can't guarantee that that is going to work the same out of the box as a new one. So I might as well just not save the money and buy a new one, because it's like a essentially a manufacturer's guarantee that that's going to work, and if it doesn't work, I can get it replaced off of the however long the warranty from the manufacturer is. So I think someone should get fired. Whoever decided to get that return item in and like, oh, we're just gonna resell it, because that's a big no-no. Like doing it once, like accidents happen, but apparently this is a continuous thing that's happened multiple times.
Yeah.
So there's something wrong in there, that someone or a department is not doing their job in returns.
Yeah. Do you think it's negligence, or do you think it's maliciousness?
I honestly, my opinion is it's negligence. Like I feel like there's someone, because Newegg's a pretty big company. So I feel like it's just there's a part of the department, or there's someone that's been in that section for a long time who goes through like returns on products, and they're like, okay, this is good to be shipped out. This is, we can't ship out, but just doesn't care. It's like, I just want it to be 5 o'clock already so I can go home, is what I feel like. I mean, I have a hard time believing Newegg would essentially be malicious with that. Especially since like their core like money isn't coming from selling refurbished product. If that makes sense. Like they're making more money buying stuff from, or selling stuff to customers, whether it's new or used, than from like a very small minuscule scam that they could be running. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I mean, it could be, they could be. Who knows?
Yeah. Mendachi, what do you think?
So, oh man, here's the old adage: the customer's always right, unless they're absolutely not. And in those cases, I feel like it's pretty apparent when they're not. This right here is like, how did you think that this could possibly be on the customer's behalf? I The confusion here, truly, there had to be somebody just not paying attention, and that's okay. It happens. I think that a lot of us have worked in like factory jobs or jobs where there's a lot of hands in every process. It's gonna happen, but this is just stupid. Plain and simple. It's kind of dumb. I also find it funny that this is like the third story in the past like 3, 4 months where somebody goes to a company and says, "Hey, you fucked up," and they're like, "Nah," and then they go to Twitter or they go to YouTube and they get more eyes on it, and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, sorry, we totally fucked up though." Okay, guy, you realize this would have been a lot easier if you would have just had like a customer presence, you know? Uh, just the slightest bit of, I don't know, tact. Where is the tact in all of these companies right now? Especially ones with big names like Newegg. Like, you can, you can, you can eat a hit here and there. you know. So if a customer says like, "Hey, yeah, no, like that's not right. Like this is messed up." Wouldn't you want to, get some pictures, talk to them, maybe do some email correspondence, send it back, let's check it out, and like send them a replacement in the meantime? Where's any of that really? It's painful to see this and to hear it. And just overall disheartening because, I mean, the three of us, like, we're in a very like dry tech wasteland. Like there's not too many places we can go. So ordering online is usually our best bet because after working at Best Buy for a while in my younger years, I'm definitely not too apt to go out there and deal with that smorgasbord and that runaround. So I don't know. It sucks to hear. It sucks to see. And I don't know, maybe have some faith in your customer base, I guess. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Sally, what do you think?
I just feel like this is, I mean, just a cluster of problems. The, there's so many ways that this could have been easily dealt with by Newegg and avoided the big story that this has turned into, you know? And I don't want to say that they're being, malicious on purpose, but it does seem like what they have going on is not working, obviously. There's people fucking up, stuff is not getting done correctly. I mean, the fact that Newegg already said like, no, I'm not going to repair this. I'm going to take it back, and that somehow just miraculously goes back out open box. Is somebody definitely did mess up. I agree with Green wholeheartedly with that. But the thing is there's so many stories that are coming out that are so similar to this that it's hard to think that this is just one isolated event, because it's not. It's something that's been happening a lot now, and it's just now really coming to light because somebody has spoken up and somebody that has a backing. But the thing is it shouldn't take 14 years of Gaming Nexus trying to get their crowd, you know, for him to have that backing. If somebody like me, I mean, yeah, I'm out here, but I don't have a voice like he does. I mean, I'm not going to get that money back. I'm not going to be able to fight that, and that shouldn't be happening. That should not be happening because he never even opened the box. And part of the problem with this, and I understand that you can't completely seal things in plastic with these computer parts because it can really mess them up sometimes. But what he ordered is not plastic wrapped. It is a trust-based system of I did not open this box. And if they're going to have something like that, then they really need to listen to their customers, and they did not hear in the slightest.
Yeah. And that's something like pretty important to note, right? It's like the the lack of like packaging and stuff like that, because this is, had already been previously opened. There should have been safeguards in place that, I mean, obviously, like the shipping label is one thing, right? That if he didn't even open it
Hmm.
up and then just sent it back out, if the original shipping label was on it and undamaged, that should have been a note to Newegg to be like, hey, this customer didn't open this at all.
Yeah.
So the fact that they couldn't tell that the product, and so that's one of those things I'm like, I want to give Newegg the benefit of the doubt and assume that this is incompetence. And there are some other stories from like is it UFD Tech, where they're talking about some of the incompetent dealings that they've had to deal with from Newegg as a major company. Um and so like it makes me wonder, is this incompetence or is it maliciousness? Like it can really go either way, and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it's just incompetence, that maybe they have an inexperienced team. Maybe they don't have great management. Maybe the team hasn't been trained that well. Maybe they just don't have the processes in place to handle some of these things in a better way. And I would love to think that, is the case, but there's just also some common sense stuff like, was the shipping label sliced open, right? Can we tell that this box was opened when it was received? Just the shipping box, right? Not even the product, just the shipping box, the box that they sent the product out in, you know, stuff like that. And if they can't determine that and make judgments based on that, then I almost feel like it's malicious at that point. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's malicious incompetence.
That there's no reason to fix it because they make money.
Yeah, they don't see an issue, or they don't care about the issue because it's so small.
Mm-hmm.
So they just let it happen.
Yeah, and who
But
cares
either
if
that,
this?
it's like the department. Like I feel like this points to the returns department of Newegg
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Well,
So
and the fact that their service team was kind of
Yeah.
useless.
yeah,
I was gonna say it also is the customer service side too, because they even if it did get past the going out in open box, which there is the first mistake there. Yes, the customer service people treated him like dirt.
yeah,
They they they
100%.
didn't do their job at all.
Yeah.
Makes you really wonder then, is that trained behavior or is that just, hey, I'm fucking complacent because this place fucking sucks.
Yeah, I'd also recommend checking out Paul Hardware's video on the subject because he was an RMA tech for Newegg, and he goes through. I think he said he left in 2014, so that's what 8 years ago now.
Woof.
So he kind of goes through like the process that he was going through and doing. But that obviously can change because that's 8 years ago. Um, so definitely check that out as well. There's a lot of people. I think the WAN show from Linus Tech Tips on his 2 episodes where they talk about it. Obviously the Gamers Nexus videos and the Paul's Hardware videos, I think are like kind of required viewing for this discussion. So I highly recommend checking those out. And any other final thoughts or opinions we want to get out there?
Be better.
Green?
Yeah, it's just Newegg needs to get their shit together because I like Newegg. I've always used Newegg. I don't want to have to give Amazon my money, especially when Amazon is more likely to mark up product than Newegg.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
and I is it worth driving 4 hours to Micro Center, and then eventually when I'm no longer in the Midwest, I won't have the option to go to a Micro Center. So
Yeah, and
it's
the only other online retailer I can really think of is
B&H.
B&H, but it's very limited because they're not
Yeah.
they're not a gaming company. They are a video and photo production company, and so they sell some hardware that with the implication of that it's for that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's oh, your company needs a new video editing rig. Here's like 2 graphics cards you can pick. That's like how B&H operates.
Yeah, and I think a big issue with like Amazon and Newegg right now is like, oh, especially Amazon. Amazon doesn't sell the products directly, and I think Newegg is moving to that a lot, where it's taking third-party sellers and putting them on the platform. So like the chance of those products getting marked up a lot higher is more frequent on both the platforms now. So
Yeah.
and it's tough. It's tough for enthusiasts and gamers in the PC realm right now.
Yeah. And I mean, this isn't even like getting into the conversation of like what's going on with Best Buy, but that's for another day.
Blech.
Mendachi, Was there anything else, Sally? Was there anything else you wanted to mention?
The only other thought that I have is, my biggest hope is that they're not doing this because they know how big their britches are and they can. I really hope that this is a mistake and that the statement that they made is true, that they're working on it. And I'm interested to see where the meeting of is going to happen. I'm really interested to find out what happens with that. So I'm going to stick with the story and find out.
Excellent. Well, let's move directly into our next conversation, the Nintendo Direct. Mendachi.
Well, that segue can go ahead and also carry me right into the incinerator because that was painful.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the awful segues.
Yeah.
He
All
Dad
right.
jokes are either supposed to make you laugh or
Hmm.
make you cringe. So
Yeah. Yeah. It
I
definitely
go
did that
for
second one.
I go for both equally.
there you go.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, everybody. I'm here to talk to you about Nintendo Direct. And if you couldn't guess already, by my absolute lack of any sort of excitement, it was yet another lackluster experience. But it did have a couple glimmers of some fun things. But sadly, because this is the news, I am going to tell you about everything that you can expect that should be coming out this year or that got an announcement there. So, from the top, we've got Advanced Wars 1 and 2, which looks great, especially for Advanced Wars and Fire Emblem fans. That's coming out April 8th. No Man's Sky is coming, I guess. It looks fine. It seems to run okay. At this point, it's undergone so many changes that I would recommend picking it up if it does run okay and you haven't picked it up on anything and you're looking for something for your Switch. That has a just innocuous 2022 release. Super Mario Strikers Battle League is more than just a mouthful. It's a soccer game, it's an RPG, it's Mario, it's co op, and it's possibly a good time. That's coming out in June. There's a new mode for Splatoon 3, a game that has yet to come out and has yet to be given a release date. But hey, you can enjoy Salmon Run when that comes out, a PvE mode that adds a fresh new perspective for any Splatoon fans. We've got Front Mission, first remake, coming back, which is great because mech games fucking rule. And that will be out this summer. There's another Mario Kart clone, of course. Disney and Pixar this time. Speed Storm. Wow, what a name. That's going to be free to play and it comes out this summer. The Wii port of Star Wars Force Unleashed. Be- yeah, this is where the direct went super south for me. The now 10-year-old or two generations of consoles old Ezio collection is coming out on the 17th. Yay. The Gundam Battle Alliance port, it'll be here sometime this year. A Chrono Cross remaster when we all wanted news on the next title. But it comes out April 7th and it looks kind of garbage. But, if you love Chrono Cross, get your hands on it. Some more gameplay of Kirby Forgotten Land and the swallowing of cars. It looks cute and it's post apocalyptic Kirby. Yay. March 25th. MLB The Show 22 with some really terrible, cringy announcer quips. Honestly, if this is how you're finding out about Nintendo Direct and you didn't watch it live, be incredibly thankful. MLB The Show 22 comes out beginning of April. One of the flagship cloud game collections for Nintendo Switch, in case you missed it. Yep, Switch is getting cloud gaming. Strap on all of your belts and your giant shoes. Kingdom Hearts Cloud which has HD 1.5, 2.5 remix, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Who fucking wrote these names, man? uh, Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Mind DLC. The demo has been released immediately, and the site does recommend that you try that before making a purchase. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my shit. Klonoa, more than just the underside of a frog.
What'd you call me? What the fuck did you just call me?
I want to take the rest of these pod notes and crumple them up and throw them in a trash can and start them on fire. In case anyone has never heard of Klonoa, it's a pretty adorable kind of like late 90s and early 2000s platformer title, and you get to play both of those now on your Switch. July 8th, JK, not right now. But yeah, it's you get the 97 and the 2008 title. It's co-op. Have fun. Oh man, you want more new games? How about Portal 1 and 2, the companion collection? It's gonna be there. The first ever Western release of the game Live Alive from 1986. Actually, honestly, without the name being so bad, it looks really cool. And if you're into really nice looking sprites, if you're into JRPGs, you should check it out. I think I'm gonna. Anyway, that one actually comes out July 22nd. Possibly the biggest announcement and soon to be the highest selling title on the Switch, and you can quote me on that, is Switch Sports. Now with massive bowling tournaments and sports that will actually be added to the game throughout the life of it, which is by far and wide the smartest thing that I've heard Nintendo do in quite some time. That actually releases April 29th, but there's an open play test for folks with Nintendo Online sub-services from February 18th to the 20th. It's got a ton of sports that's dropping on release, including volleyball, badminton, everybody's favorite, I believe, boxing is going to be there, but still has regular tennis. Golf is not going to be there on release, which I know is pretty popular for most of the older folks that all bought a Wii specifically to get Wii Sports. But that is coming out this summer.
I'm actually
A
gonna be one of those people buying Wii Sport or Switch Sports.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like Switch Sports, Wii Sports was great, man.
Mhm.
I think that's what I'm saying is I think that no matter what kind of household you are, you'll have some fun with Switch Sports. It literally fits in every single person's place, honestly.
Yeah, I want to do it for community nights
Oh yeah,
on
it's
stream.
perfect. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
bowling tournaments. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that'd be hella fun.
fucking call me when you start that because yeah.
That sounds
Absolutely.
great.
All
I'll
those
come
Yeah.
to your house and kiss you on the lips. Oh,
see all those
Boy, I'm gonna
retire-
get us pizza.
all those retirement homes can finally replace their Wii's.
Oh, and you know that's
Yeah,
true.
get some switches.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they can finally upgrade from the Wii.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Nintendo
there was
65
literally
had
no
place.
reason. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, there was no reason for them to have any other system. It played Wii Sports, so that was fine. So yeah, Switch Sports looks better, plays better probably, and will end up with more sports. Whereas before they had to wait for the release of Wii Sports Resort, which I believe was a separate game entirely. Anyway, so finally, triangle strategy for those of you listening, watching, and remembering that that had an absolute trash fire of a first look, has actually released a 5-hour demo. So that is playable right now, and the full game will be released on March 4th. First whispers are very positive. So if you were looking forward to it, now would be a really good time to try and get your hands on it and see if it's actually going to be up your alley now that it's finished. Taiko no Tatsujin, The legendary Japanese arcade rhythm game is dropping along with 500 songs in its new title, Rhythm Festival. However, there's no release date. Thanks, I guess. Cuphead is finally dropping its hot DLC, Delicious Last Course, that has more levels, more bosses, and new playable character, Chalice, on June 30th. Like a whopping almost like 5 years, 6 years since its initial release. That's cool. I'm grabbing it. And Metroid Dread, a game that I already have, which is nice when you get news about free stuff coming to the game that you really like. Metroid Dread got a free update that adds Dread Mode, which is a one-hit death mode, or Samus Must Die mode, as well as a much easier Rookie mode. April also brings Boss Rush mode. So you can go and play the two new modes right now or wait till April and try to steamroll all the bosses in one go. Mother 3 was announced. I'm fucking with you. Actually, it's just Earthbound and Mother 1 in a re-release.
What a dick.
Yep. Everyone else thought so too. Everyone heard the music and they're like, oh man, it's finally time. And no. Back to the store, buy more bottle rockets. Fuck you. What's your favorite food? Memes? Okay. Anyway, Mario Kart Booster Course Pass is being added for all Nintendo Plus members or available for solo purchase, which will add a total of 48 new courses by the end of 2023. This kind of sucks, but is also really good. It's like looking a gift horse in the mouth. Everyone really wanted a new Mario Kart game to come out, but 48 courses, you can't really argue with that. That's pretty much the content of a brand new game. It's just 8 courses at a time, which is still pretty solid, but that does mean that there's a decent chunk of time between each drop. And most, if not all of them, are going to be remastered courses from previous games. But Sally, who's a massive Mario Kart fan, should probably think about looking into this.
Super excited.
Yeah. So even though it's not a new title, it's pretty much a whole game's worth of content coming to Mario Kart. So that's great. There was a massive slideshow of like 30 or some shit other titles that shot by super fast. And the only one that got me amped was Getsu Fumadin, which I had originally seen Indy Falco 64, who's been on the show a few times. Saw him playing it, I believe, last year. And when I ran inside and I was like, oh, sick. This game looks awesome. I can't wait to buy it. And it's on the Switch? And then it's just like, nah, man. It might be on there sometime. And I didn't have a gaming PC at the time. Well, turns out it's actually available literally right now. It was initially only available to Steam users May of 2021. So yeah, if you want a new Metroidvania, you should go check that out. And can I get a drum roll? The big reveal. Ooh, damn, that one scared me. Boy, is that a machine gun? Oh, God. The big reveal of the Direct was none other than Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is a mishmash of CGI anime characters and flashy anime action and British voice actors. Oh my God, Katsuhiro, is that your ultimate ability? Yeah, that's the whole game. I spoiled it, I'm sorry. Anyway, that comes out this September. Hooray. There wasn't much that got me super excited this time. Just like everyone else, I was optimistic going in. But there is some neato stuff to look forward to regardless. Any thoughts on any of that stuff, gang?
No.
I'm kind of glad you were the one that sat there and watched it.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
I was
and I'm
cooking
like-
dinner at the same time.
I thought about it. I was looking at it and I'm like, ooh, Nintendo Direct. I wonder if it's good. And then I'm like, but is it ever good? So
It is sometimes. I was honestly hoping for um, oh, what the hell are they calling it? The Monster Hunter Rise DLC that's supposed to be dropping this summer. I was hoping to see some gameplay, maybe a new Elder Dragon snippet, literally anything. Just literally anything. I couldn't believe how much stuff was like on it that just had zero date. The fact that they dropped like Splatoon 3 game mode shit and
Yeah.
gameplay and then gave us nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Dude, like what a power move, honestly.
You know what I'm
Yike.
like truly flabbergasted about with this whole Nintendo Direct?
What's that?
Apparently they didn't do a big ass thing for a new playable character release for Super Smash Bros.
Oh,
Well,
dude,
they're
it's done.
yeah, they're
I,
done.
I know, I know, I know. That's like it's finally over. The hype is finally dead. Because anytime
Mhm.
there was something that Nintendo Direct, it's like, oh my god, who's the next Smash character?
Yeah, I mean, like
And they make this
Sakurai's
big thing
basically on
about it.
life support. You know, like he's just like, please, no more characters in Super Smash. Please stop asking. Please let me rest. And everyone's like, where's my Master Chief? You know, it's thank fuck it's done, dude.
Yeah. So I do have a quick little bit of news that I want to add here, just because we're talking about Nintendo. Apparently,
Oh.
Nintendo is shutting down the eShop for Wii U and Nintendo 3DS family systems in March of 2023.
Hmm.
They said once it is no longer possible to purchase software in the Nintendo eShop for Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS family systems, many classic games for past platforms will cease to be available for purchase anywhere. Will you make classic games available to your own some other way? If not, then why? Nintendo does. This is their FAQ. Doesn't Nintendo have obligation to preserve its classic games by continually making them available for purchase? The response to this on the FAQ is across our Nintendo Switch online membership plans, over 130 classic games are currently available in growing libraries for various legacy systems. The games are often enhanced with new features such as online play. We think it is an effective way to make classic content easily available to a broad range of players. Within these libraries, new and long-time players can not only find games they remember or have heard about, but other fun games they might not have thought to seek out otherwise. We currently have no plans to offer classic content in other ways. So, if you want to get your hands on some 3DS games or Wii U games, you better get them now.
Yeah. And like the biggest thing to do here is look for anything that you can't easily find in the States or from an import store that, doesn't have really crazy markup. Because as soon as you can't buy digital copies of those anymore, the hard copies are going to be extraordinarily overpriced. Um, but a lot of games for the 3DS are not going to change in price really because we're not getting another handheld game. And I don't know about their plans to emulate anything as far as 3DS or anything like that goes right now. They at least haven't really confirmed nor denied it. So if you wanted to play like Shinobi for the 3DS or something, you should probably snag that before it's too long. But the other point I wanted to make was their digital store never really puts much on sale, just like Nintendo never really puts anything on sale. So I would definitely check your local stores for any specific titles that you're looking for before you go and say, oh shit, I need to make sure that I have a legacy copy of this game before it's gone forever.
Yeah. Anything else related to the Nintendo Direct or the news that I just dropped?
Going once,
Not for me.
For
going
me.
twice.
All right. Let's go on ahead and wrap up the show then. Sally, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For the folks out there who didn't catch the very top of the show, who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you?
I am Sally Nightmare. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I also have a YouTube, and you can find me on Twitter.
Excellent. Greenlee, what's coming up on your channel?
I am playing Destiny again. I'm back at it. I'm back in the saddle. However, it's probably not going to be a all week thing. So probably going to be playing some Hunt Showdown or Escape from Tarkov. Um, might dip into the PC release of God of War because I haven't played that game yet at all. Period. And I have it. I have it. I just haven't played it. So hopefully soon. But we'll see how the week goes. I also still need to like fully troubleshoot my PC issues, but you catch everything on twitch.tv/Mr. Greenlee and stay up to date on my various ordeals on Twitter. I usually post on Twitter. That's also Mr. Greenlee, and then I also have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that fancy things. So
Excellent. Mendachi, what's coming up on your channel?
Heyo, so I have finally decided to commit and do a concrete stream schedule. So if you stop by my twitch.tv/Mendachi, MENDAC double I's, you'll see the banner has my stream schedule. It is concrete. It is not moving. It is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we'll see if I can, hold that burden. But anyway, so Friday is, Thursday first and foremost. Thursday is going to be some more Vampire Survivors, as I really want to get past the 30-minute survival mark. That would be super awesome. Maybe go into some Metroid Dread. Friday is going to be all Dread all day, baby. And then Saturday is 100% co-op with Brent and my good friend Vic and Sally if she's around. Otherwise, maybe next week. But we'll be playing some Monster Hunter Rise as we have broken through the hunter ranks. So we're almost to, I think, like 30 or something like that. And man, it's been a blast. Otherwise, you can catch me on Twitter. That's at onlymendachi. And yeah, just lots of retweets of some solid indie games and indie devs, the projects they're working on, as well as some just goofs and gaffs and my hot drippings from my brain hole.
Damn. Coming up with me, I'm not quite sure what my stream schedule is going to be like this week. I have to kind of figure that out, sort that out. So follow me on Twitter if you guys want to know, or join my Discord. Those are two places where you guys can keep up with me. You can also keep up with me on YouTube. This is where the podcast is uploaded, Danny K Media. And otherwise, I think that's going to be it for the show, guys. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching and listening. If you guys enjoyed your time with us, leave a like and subscribe. That would be really appreciated. If you guys want to be a part of the show, go on ahead and answer the question of the week this week, which is, what Pokemon would you start with in Pokemon's Legends of Arceus? Go on ahead and let us know in the YouTube comments or tweet at us. Also, guys, make sure you do follow the official Twitter and Facebook accounts because we do post a lot there. Not only do you get snippets of the show, you also get deals and memes and stuff like that from those accounts as well. So make sure you guys follow us there. If you guys missed any part of the show or want to take us on the go, you guys can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. If you guys want to catch us live, you can do that every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/DannyK. Like I said, if you guys like what we do, drop a like and subscribe. If you guys want to help support the show even more, go on ahead and tell your friends that is really the top tier, #1 way to help out the show. Don't forget, if we hit 100 views on YouTube, then we will do another giveaway. So if you guys want to do another giveaway, you guys know what to do.
I can also sweeten that pot too.
Oh yeah?
Hit 100 views, I'll play Phasmophobia again because I'm a bitch.
Ooh, I'd join you for that shit.
He just threw down the gauntlet, guys.
Again.
I also have Faz. I could join in too.
I am the biggest bitch when it comes to horror games. I do not like playing horror games, so this is an epic challenge chance right here.
Yeah, and I have Phasmo too, so we could do a whole group Phasmo thing.
There you go.
All right, guys. So that's the challenge. Get 100 views on YouTube, and we'll see if you guys can do it. Until next week, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, keep fighting the good fights, and we'll talk to you guys again next week. Bye!
Stay
Love you.
spoopy.